cricket. It's day 4 of the third Test match between Australia and England. Australia in an exceptionally strong position. I'm just getting my feed ready. Yeah, I can see the batters making their way out to the middle. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some entertaining cricket to watch today. It's quite one-sided, if I'm honest, yesterday. Let me just get my turned on. Very good. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some good cricket to watch today. Travis Head on 142 not out. Alex Carey on 52 not out to go along with his century in the first innings. Australia 271 for 4. Their lead is 356. So already things not looking wonderful from an English perspective. That's a huge deficit to claw back for England. And really, if they don't do it, that's the end of their Ashes. So, well, we'll wait and see how things go. But today we'll decide whether or not. I think today will make it pretty clear whether or not the Ashes are alive. Right, I can see Ben Stokes warming up to bowl. He hasn't bowled at all in this innings, so that's interesting from England. Stokes is going to start the day off, start proceedings off for England. That's very interesting. So I just have to turn the volume down on my feed, which is from TNT Sports in the UK. But obviously, can't share the commentary with you because that would be breaching copyright. Here's Stokes in, starts with a sort of a back of a length delivery, which Carey reasonably comfortably punches off into the offside, no run. This feels like a lot. This feels like a huge deficit for England to overturn, to be honest with you. Chasing 350 plus, which is it's going to be a lot more than that now. It's going to be 400 plus realistically. It might be 450. It's really just a case of when Australia decide to declare now. They might not declare. They might just bat England into the ground. Remember, if they don't win this test match, even if this test match is drawn, the Ashes will remain with Australia. So anyway, thanks to everybody for joining me. Let's see what happens. Here's Ben Stokes into Alex Carey. Foolish delivery, defended into the offside, no run. Yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing from England, really. Yesterday there was hopes that they would be able to sort of get into it a little bit more, get those wickets, put some pressure on Australia and give themselves a chaseable target. Like, nobody expected them to be in a position to chase, like, 250 or anything, but like you wanted to see a lot more fire from England, and just a bit of pressure, really, just put a little bit of pressure on the Australians. Sorry, I'm just putting my charger into my phone so the feed doesn't cut out. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you again for joining me. Remember to give me a thumbs up as you join the feed. Stokes in, Carey drives straight to mid-off. Jofra Archer fields, there is no run. Alex Carey's having a good time in this test match. And I'm sure Australian fans are really enjoying this. In good spirit. England fans are still in good spirit, still making a lot of noise. Hello, Entertainment with Zahid. How are you, mate? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, England fans doing their traditional Jerusalem song to welcome. Just sort of start off proceedings. This partnership worth 122 for Australia. Here's Stokes in. As Carey tucks that ball towards mid-wicket. There is no run. Yeah, it's a big partnership. You will route the live action here. No, brother, I'm just going to be describing what's happening and giving my thoughts as the game goes on. If you'd like to watch it, you'll have to watch something else, I'm afraid, because that would be a copyright. This is a watch-along, so in a watch-along, you watch on another screen, you join me here. But if you want to watch the game, you got to do that somewhere else. I'm just here to describe it to you and give you my thoughts and analysis along the way. So, Head on 142. At the non-strikers end. What a game he's had. What a series he's had. Here's Stokes into Alex Carey. Slightly fuller, and Carey flicks this ball out towards fine leg. They'll pick up a single. And that's the first run added to the overnight score. 272 now, Australia for 4. Continuing to build that. What do we think? What do we think is a good declaring total? I feel like they could declare now, but I think they'll wait till they have a 450 run lead. I think at 370. I think when Australia get to 370, they'll declare. That's my guess. What do you think? Do we think more than that? Less than that? Give us your guesses. I think 370 is what they're looking for. Let's find out. They don't look to be in a massive hurry at the moment. Ben Stokes into Travis Head, who again watchfully defends the ball into the offside, no run. He's just an incredible player, Travis Head, and he's in some very special form. And Australia leading by 357 runs, just one run off that first over of the day. The idea might just be to grind England. There's still 2 test matches to come as well. How demoralised would it be for England if they just sort of kept grinding them, and just made them work out there in the heat? Although it's not as hot as it was a couple of days ago in Adelaide. Bryden Cass coming into the attack. He's got figures of 1 for 48 so far from his 15 overs. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, keep your comments coming and the thumbs ups. Appreciate it. Keeps us motivated to keep going. I'll be around for the first session today. I think we'll just do the first session. And then, let's see, maybe more. Let's see. Here's Bryden Cass in, short and wide, hammered away through the covers. Lovely shot from Alex Carey. That's going to be 4 runs. First boundary of the day. A lovely shot. Ben Stokes is clapping. I think, is he clapping for the shot from Carey, or I don't know. First ball from Bryden Cass, a bit of a loosener, really. It was short and wide and just comfortably pummeled through the covers by Alex Carey, who's in terrific form at the moment. Brilliant 100 in the first innings. And yeah, just really, really good stuff. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever gave me that just now. Cass in. And Carey defends this ball into the offside this time. Joe Rootfield, there is no run. Yeah, I don't see the point. I mean, I think maybe Australia maybe not thinking about a number. Maybe they're just thinking bat till lunch today. Because if they were able to have a crack at England today and try and wrap this game up inside 4 days, that's serious motivation. Get yourself a little bit of a break in before the next test match. Still 2 big tests to come, obviously. Here's Bryden Cass into Alex Carey. Angled in towards him. He defends the ball back to the bowler, no run. Cass bowled really well with the new ball, but over time, the Australian batters got more and more comfortable playing him. He's got figures of 1 for 52 from 15.3 overs, so thus far, they're kind of looking a little bit untroubled at the moment. That 4th wicket feels like a long time ago. This partnership has just gone on and on and on and on. The momentum, the advantage, completely with Australia at the moment. The lead, 361. There's Cass into Alex Carey, short and wide again. This time cuts straight to the fielder at extra cover. I think that's Will Jacks over there. And there is no run on this occasion. Not a great delivery from Cass, though. And just the way they're batting, it's quite ominous at the moment. Australia look like they could add another 276 runs if they really wanted to. England had a bit of an opening. That 4th wicket fell a long time ago. And just since then, England sort of squandered the advantage. What was it? 149 for 4. This partnership is worth 127 runs so far. Here's Cass in, down the leg side. Really good take that from Jamie Smith behind the stumps, because that was a horrible delivery. Just no radar whatsoever. That was awful. And yeah, Jamie Smith getting his first stretch of the day. Goalkeeper dive, like for a penalty. Yeah. So it was 149 for 4 when Cameron Green got out to 7. That was the big opening for England. And they just couldn't take advantage, man. Couldn't take advantage of the moment. What can you do? Here's Bryden Cass into Alex Carey, who punches the ball off the back foot to cover. There is no run. That is the end of the 2nd over of the day. 276 for 4. So go on then, everybody watching, let's have some predictions. How much will Australia declare on? Or do you think England will bowl them out? If England are going to bowl them out, what are they going to bowl them out for? I think definitely declaration. I think they'll bat to lunch. They might even bat for the next hour rather than all the way to lunch. Now, they won't be that bullish. I think they'll go for a 450 lead to make sure, eliminate any real chance of England chasing. Although it'd be fun for them to see England go for it, obviously. That gives them a better chance of winning if England play aggressively, play some risky shots, try and actually chase the total. Because England have to. They don't win this test match, they can't win the Ashes. Here's Stokes into Travis Head, another wild delivery down the leg side. Jamie Smith's getting a workout so far. Ben Stokes turns and just shakes his head because he knows that was a filthy delivery down the leg side. It's like the kind of delivery you see and you're like, they should really be wided for that in test matches. What am I drinking? Diet Salam Cola. Something to keep me awake. It's actually quite warm. I wish I had some ice cubes, but never mind. It'll do. Twill serve, twill do, as Shakespeare said. Stokes into Travis Head, this time cramping in for room. Travis Head can't get it off the square, but very sportingly picks up the ball and throws it to Ben Stokes, who then throws it to one of his fielders to give it a little polish, I reckon. It's interesting, he avoided bowling all of yesterday. 66 overs bowled by England at Australia yesterday, and Ben Stokes tried not to get involved. He didn't want to bowl. It's just a little bit strange, I think. I get it. He was batting. He batted quite well, Stokes. He'll need to bat quite well again, actually, if England are to have a chance in this game. But it feels like it's a long way away at the moment. 361 the score. The lead for Australia. Stokes is in. Thick inside edge, nearly onto the stumps. Ball goes down to fine leg off that thick inside edge. And pick up another single. Australia 277 for 4. Well. Oh, nothing going in England's way at the moment. Nothing at all. I didn't know too much about that Travis Head. I feel like you probably lose your concentration a bit. Most batters do. I know batters score double hundreds, triple hundreds, things like that. I think most batters, when you're sort of 140 runs into an innings, you could have a little lapse of concentration, surely. There's Stokes. Thick outside edge this time from the bat of Alex Carey down to deep third. They pick up another single. Very impressive from Australia. Very, very impressive performance. I am still in a hotel room in Birmingham. Just performed here today. Stand-up comedy show at the ICC. I think I was there at the ICC. I don't remember what it stands for. International Convention Center? I think something like that. International Convention Center. I think that's what it stands for. I was performing there a little bit earlier. It was great fun. And rushed back to my hotel to watch this. And see if England have any surprises to throw up. Because thus far, Australia very much in control. Here's Stokes. And Travis Head thrashes that ball down to deep third. Zach Crawley does the fielding. They pick up another single. Score moves to 279 for 4. Australia leading by 364 runs now. And just looks like a hopeless situation for England at the moment, unless something crazy happens. Do we think something crazy is going to happen? Do we think England are going to get back in this game? Hard to see it, really. Good crowds for this game. More than 158,000 across the first 3 days. Oh, they had Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin in the crowd. Here's Stokes in full. Ball's punched back towards him, and he fields in his follow-through. That is the end of the over. So Australia 279 for 4 of 69 overs, 364 the lead on what looks like a really glorious day at Adelaide. Adelaide Oval looking resplendent. Some tennis courts around it as well. I wonder if they were paddle courts. I don't know if paddle is big in Australia. Does anybody know if paddle is big in Australia? It's big in Pakistan now. I know pickleball is popular in India. I'm not sure if paddle's as popular. In England, it's insanely popular now. Paddle is everywhere. I play paddle. Great fun. Fun sport. Very easy to pick up and play. Right, Bryden Cass is into Travis Head, who then just works the ball in his very Travis Head-like way into the offside, into the gap, and picks up a single. Going to be tricky for England here. Very, very tricky. Because at the moment, Australia just milking the ball, milking the singles, not having to take any chances, not really being put under real pressure. And England are almost in a hopeless situation already. That's a tough place to be mentally. It's Bryden Cass into Alex Carey, who works this ball off his hips down to fine leg. They'll pick up another single, 281 for 4. The lead 366. So a couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with Wasim Akram, Pakistani legend, and he told me that when you go 2-0 down in Australia, it feels like the longest tour of your life. It feels like this tour is never going to end. It's never going to be over. It's going to be miserable for ages. Like, it just really messes with your psyche, going sort of 2-0 down, potentially 3-0 down here for England. And I don't think Wasim Akram could have put it any better, really. Here's Bryden Cass into Travis Head. Short ball that just comes in sharply towards him. He gets a little bit of bat on it towards the vacant backward point region. They get through for a single. Actually, the throw hits the stumps at the non-strikers end, so they're going to get one buzzer as well, one overthrow as well. And Head will be back on strike. And again, it's just one of those things, like, when does that, like, it only happens, when are there overthrows? It only happens when things generally are not going for you. Everything just going wrong a little bit. Yeah, he was kind of ambling through for that run, was Travis Head. And hence Will Jaggs went for the direct hit. Got the direct hit. And then inadvertently cost his team an extra run. Now, Head back on strike. Bryden Cass in. Head drives. Mistimes the drive, really. As it just awkwardly bobbles the fielder at mid on. There is no run. He's superb. He's spectacular, Travis Head. I think at the moment in the top 5 batters in the world for me, across formats. Top 5 batters in the world, Travis Head for sure. I don't think many people will disagree with me, actually. Just in terms of the impact that he has. You don't have to be, phenomenal technically. He's obviously very good technically, but he's just so effective. Short, wide, and clobbered eerily down towards the deep third boundary. And didn't get all of it in the end, but he did get it away to the boundary for 4, and that is 150 up for Travis Head now. 150 runs. This man is relentless. 151 of 205 balls. He's lifting his bat, taking in the applause. Australia are on to 287 for 4. And that lead continuing to grow. The crowd stand up and applaud Travis Head. He may well have taken the game away from England yet again in this series. Real thorn in the side of England. What a terrific cricketer. And he's delighting the Adelaide crowd. Here's Bryden Cass into Travis Head. Guides the ball off the back foot down towards deep third. They should pick up a single. They might even pick up 2, actually, if they run well enough. I think they have. Yeah, they've come back for 2. 153 now for Travis Head. Australia 289 for 4. The lead 374. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Very hard to see a path back into this game for England. Very hard to see that path. And there's just a big gap in the skill and quality of some of the bowlers, it has to be said. How much are England missing the likes of Jimmy Anderson right now? And I don't know. The Will Jaggs experiment hasn't really paid off for England in this Test series. It's a big call. It's a really big call. Not to put it all on Will Jaggs. Obviously, I'd expect more from his teammates as well, but that's a crucial position, the spinner. I mean, look at Australia's spinner, Nathan Lyon, second highest wicket taking Australian of all time, went past Glenn McGrath in this Test match. And England's options, Shoaib Bashir didn't even get a look in. Joe Root having more of a workload than him. And likes of Rian Ahmed in the background wasn't preferred for this tour. I was surprised no Bashir. I guess with Jaggs you're giving yourself an extra batter and a quality batter at that, but it just hasn't come off for England. Here's Stokes into Alex Carey, who just defends a straight ball to mid-on. There is no run. They're still batting with a lot of concentration, Australia. Like, there's no give in this yet. They're not ready to just embrace the advantage just yet. They're still working for it. No loose shots or anything like that. Travis Head continuing on his merry way, continuing to score lots more runs in Test cricket. I think they're showing some of his family on the big screen. I enjoyed his knock. 14 fours and 2 sixes in this 153 for Travis Head. These are the non-strikers. Alex Carey on strike with a leg slip in place. Stokes in, short ball. Carey quite comfortably ducks underneath it as the ball goes through to the keeper. And the umpire signals one short ball for the over, like that. That's how it's done. 374 the lead. What do we think? Do you think, what will they declare on? What is the number that Australia want? What number will they be happy with to say, all right, that's enough. Let's put them out of their misery. Or will they just bat and bat and bat and bat and make them grind? Will it be more a case, England, you got to get us out, man. We're not declaring. Excuse me. Stokes in full. Punch to mid-wicket by Alex Carey. No run. And Stokes. It's been interesting to see him in action today. Wasn't in action yesterday at all. I was surprised, actually, that even though I know he was batting for quite a while, I was surprised that at no point did he think to throw the ball to himself in the 60, was it 66, 64 overs that England bowled at Australia yesterday. Like, you'd think they'd try something at some stage with Stokes, like just throw the ball to the captain, wanting to take the ball by the horn, so to speak. This is short and pulled away nicely by Alex Carey, just behind square on the leg side. Ollie Pope fields slightly messily. Doesn't matter, they get through for a single. 290 for 4 the score now. 375 the lead for Australia. It grows and it grows. But it's not like they're playing loads of shots, aiming for boundaries, trying to smack the ball to the boundary or anything like that. They're not trying to do that. They're just quite happy to just slowly tick along. Hey, Jeff Moon. Jeff Moon's with us. I think it's so difficult to predict a declaration total. There's so much time left in the game. Yeah, there's tomorrow, but then there's some weather about tomorrow, isn't there, from what I've been told? I don't know. It's very hard to know what the Australian think tank are thinking. This is full and driven beautifully. Oh, half a stop in the covers. Is that Joe Root over there? Yeah. We've got a hand to the ball, prevented it going to the boundary. It was hit very, very hard by Travis Head. He'll just get a single for it in the end. 154 he's on. And yeah, not a wonderful state of affairs. But really good commitment from Joe Root still, even in these seemingly hopeless circumstances. He's got a smile on his face. Australians just going about their business at the moment. Here's Stokes into Alex Carey, pushes this ball off the back foot to point. There is no run. Score remains 291 for 4 after 71 overs. Australia leading by 376. I don't know, man. It's very hard to. I mean, have Australia already won this match? I think they might have done. I mean, if England's best case is to bat for a draw, they can't really do that. They have to play aggressively. They have to try and win the game, and that will just bring Australia more and more into it. And there's a lot of time left, as Jeff Moon was saying, which is fair. But you just don't see totals that high chased very often. It's very unusual. I know it's happened more often in the last few years, but it's still a fairly unusual thing to happen when these monster totals are chased. Wonderful. Wow, Travis Head just showed a crazy stat, I'll tell you in a second. He's got 6+ scores of 150+, and he's also just hit what I think will be another boundary. No, it won't be a boundary. It'll be another 3? 2? Yeah, they settled for 2. A nice looking drive through the covers, went right between 2 fielders, and they each didn't really do a great job with it. Another couple of runs for Travis Head. This is just the dream scenario for a batter, isn't it? You just bat and score. Opposition has got nothing really to offer at the moment. You're kind of on your own. Here's Bryden Cars into Travis Head. On his hips this time. He just fends it off, really. Jamie Smith, the keeper, fields from behind square on the leg side. And the batters get through for another one. Just a single. Is it a leg by? They haven't confirmed it on the big screen. I think it's a leg by. I'm not sure. Yeah, it has been given a leg by. So 294 for 4 the score. Australia's lead 379. England desperate to try and make something happen. Can they make something happen? Can they keep their hopes alive in this game? Here's Cass into Carey, who pulls this ball away nicely. And there's a fielder at deep backward square leg. Lots of protection in the deep for England. That's been a feature of this innings, really. They've had some attacking field positions, but generally speaking, they've tried to hedge their bets. Ben Stokes, Brendan McCullum. Just don't want to give Australia too many easy runs, but flip side of that is you're also not getting them out. Now, Travis Head just adjusting his gloves. Does that thing quite often where he sort of takes off the Velcro and then puts it back on. Here's Bryden Cass into Travis Head, who flicks this ball uppishly out towards mid-wicket. That's going to be 4. Lovely shot from Travis Head. Takes him to 160. And England just, with each of these runs, each of these blows, England are just looking more and more and more demoralised. And, yeah, you kind of understand. It's like watching one of those old school boxing matches, like in the early 20th century where they didn't just have 12 rounds, they had like 15 rounds or even more than that. It's Cass in. Travis Head driving again beautifully, again beats the backward point fielder. I think this will be 4 more. It is back-to-back boundaries for Travis Head. The 150 partnership came up, and also the 300 is up for Australia. 303 for 4. That lead is closing in on 400, I think. Yeah, the lead is 388 now for Australia. Yeah, what I'm saying is like this time, watching this sort of this situation when one of the teams is just pummeling the other one into submission. It's like one of those old school boxing matches where they didn't just throw in the towel. They didn't think, okay, he's had enough. They waited till one of the boxers was definitively knocked out. And that's what this is sort of feeling like right now. The Bryden Cass into Head, who gets up on one leg and flicks the ball out towards mid-wicket. Pick up another, just a single this time. Midfielding in the deep. What an over for Australia. 13 runs coming from it. 304 for 4 is the score. 389 is the lead. I reckon there's a lot of households in the UK who just turned it off now. I think they've lost hope. There's been moments again in this Test match where England have showed some grit and determination. That 9th wicket partnership between Jofra Archer and Ben Stokes comes to mind, but it hasn't had a massive effect on the game, to be honest. Australia have just been the better team all the way through this series. They've looked a classier outfit. They've looked a more settled outfit, more experienced outfit, and just more confident. The better team, really. Here's Ben Stokes into Travis Head, who guides this ball down to deep third. There's a bit of a diving effort required, and there is one put in actually by Zach Crawley at deep third. Really good dive. Managed to grab the ball in his hand, get up on his feet, and throw the ball back in. Really good work. Didn't go for 4. Got him another couple of runs, though. Travis Head, 167 now. He's on. Australia's lead, 391. Just waiting, I guess. It's an awkward one for Zach Crawley as well. You imagine Crawley and Duckett not knowing when they're going to be put in. Are they going to declare? Are Australia going to declare? Are we going to get a crack at this? A crack at batting? Maybe not. The conditions look superb for batting at the moment. Here's Ben Stokes into Travis Head again. Again, just stays still and pummels the ball out to the cover sweeper, Will Jacks. They pick up a single. Head on to 168. 307 for 4 Australia. What's Travis Head's highest score in Test cricket? That would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? 175. So Travis Head's highest score in Test cricket is 175. He's going to get quite close to that, isn't he? Looks like it anyway. Looks like he'll be there or thereabouts, I think. If you joined the live stream, appreciate your company, by the way. Give us a thumbs up and drop us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Stokes in from wide of the crease and just sends that ball wide down the leg side. More work for Jamie Smith to do behind the stumps. He's been tumbling all over the place like a gymnast. An Olympic gymnast today. Jamie Smith. He is quite an acrobatic keeper. He's sort of built for acrobatics. You don't always see keepers like you see more and more of those sort of more stout keepers. Stout, I think, is the perfect word for them. I think you know what I mean when I say stout. Right. Hello, Jem. Stokes into Carey, who works this ball off his pads out towards deep backward square leg. And they'll just jog through for a single. 308 for 4. 393 the lead. Right, what have you said? 3 things we learned yesterday. Jofra should bat number 1. Stokes' physical status isn't as dire as we thought, and the question is not anymore why is Marnus Lambashane, but what is a Marnus Lambashane? And Jen said, I forgot one thing. Apparently South Australians are cracked except for Jake Weatherald. There you go, mate. I don't even think I need to add anything to that. Here's Ben Stokes into Travis Head. Ooh, sort of Yorker length delivery dug out by Travis Head. I think it was a slow ball. It was 113 kilometers per hour. They really are trying everything at the moment, England, to make something happen. You can't say he's not giving it his all, Ben Stokes. It was a sort of side slow. It's an interesting slow ball, that. So you usually see the one with the fingers cut across it. This one came out the side of the hand, not the back of the hand, the side of the hand. Almost like a fast bowler's slider. I really fancy a slider right now, actually. Nice mini burger. Anyway, let's see what goes on. Stokes into head. Low full toss on the pads, clipped away out to square leg. Pick up another single. It's just runs galore at the moment. It's all about the mini milestones. Can Carey get to a ton? Is Head going to have his highest test score? That's what we're thinking about right now. That's where the intrigue is in this match. What did you think of that ball that dismissed Stokes? I thought it was great. A really good delivery. I know he looked crestfallen when he got out, but it was just such a good ball. Like, it was a seed. I think that's what the word seed was invented for, right? Seed. Jaffa. Excellent delivery. And fair enough, that's going to get 99 out of 100 batters out, to be fair. Who's that not getting out? That's the question. Anyway, thanks to everybody who's joined the feed. If you've just joined it, give us a thumbs up, please. Keeps me going in the algorithms. What's more likely, Carey ton or Travis double ton? Well, could be both. But I think of the two, Carey double ton is more likely, I think. And that's just me going on the basis of fewer runs are required for that to happen. Maybe both will happen. Maybe neither will happen. That ball just struck head on the pads, but going down the leg side. Josh Tongue is into the attack, by the way, I should have mentioned. Bryden Cast having a blow. Josh Tongue has been the most prolific of the wicket takers so far for England. 2 for 59 his figures after 14.1. Carey double ton or Carey ton? You said double. No, Carey ton. Sorry, buddy. It's so it's like 3 minutes past midnight. I might make some mistakes. I think one gives way. You think one gives way? Hold on. Oh, Travis Head has just bunted that ball quite inelegantly, but effectively down to deep third where Ben Duckett feels they take another single. No, I think both will happen. I'm going to really commit to that. I think both are going to happen. And I think they're going to happen quite quickly, like before like definitely in the session, obviously. But yeah, we can't be greedy on the cricket gods. Well, why not, buddy? When your team's doing well, you've got to just be greedy and ask for everything. Like when times are hard, and I know this doesn't happen to you very often because you're Australian and you're often winning, but when times are hard, these are the times you think about, when things were good. His tongue into Carey, who punches off the back foot into the covers for no run. Case in point, how often do English cricket fans talk about 2005? Always. They never stop talking about 2005. I feel like Sky Sports, which is the big cricket broadcaster in the UK on television, they put on the highlights at least 3 or 4 times a summer. You know what I mean? Yeah. They enjoy it. Lead into it. Lead into it. Just enjoy these runs. As Josh Tongue is running in to Alex Carey. Works the ball to mid-wicket. Backward point. What am I talking about? Mid-wicket. Right, let's have a look-see at these commentators. Speaking of tongues, what a batting display from the Kiwi openers. Yeah, I know that was a massive partnership, wasn't it? 300 and something partnership in the end. But what a response from the West Indies openers as well. Or the West Indies team collectively, I should say. They're 206 for 2 Australia, West Indies in response to New Zealand's 575 for 8 declared. So, tongue in, and Alex Carey just works the ball to beat backward point for a single. $311 for 4. The score. Australia 396 ahead. I think I'm going to need something more to drink. Sorry, I'm having a bit of dry mouth. Understandable, trust me. I'll wipe out that Salam Cola. Right. Okie doke. Either the Kiwi pitches are crap or just good batting. I think it's a bit of both. Here's Tongue in. Oh, his ball's been hammered high up in the air. I don't know if this has the distance from Travis Head. Could be gone. He is gone. The catch is taken. Zach Crawley takes the catch. Josh Tongue has a 3rd wicket, and Travis Head's majestic innings comes to an end. 170 he goes for of 219 balls. I am sorry, Jen. Maybe I was the jinx. I said both would happen. Maybe neither will happen. I didn't ask the question. Travis Head's walking off. I don't know if any of the England players congratulated him on that, but why would they? He's probably made them feel miserable with that batting display and really given Australia a massive advantage in this game. He's walking off, holding his bat up high, and being applauded by everybody at the Adelaide Oval. 396 the lead for Australia as Travis Head finally goes. It's a decent catch by Zach Crawley as well. He went a long way up in the air. I've seen a lot of catches like that dropped recently, particularly in the Abu Dhabi T10. And even in the Abu Dhabi T10, people drop catches in that. I have theories, but the ILT20, there's been a few shockers there. Do Australia declare 7 wickets down or 8 wickets down? I don't know. I don't think the wickets are what's going to be the factor here. I think they want to bat to lunch for sure, at least. They want to bat to lunch, give Carey a chance to get to his ton, get that lead past 450. I think 450 minimum they would like, just to be on the safe side. Like, when you got more than 450, you're like, all right, now I feel good. Like, maybe 500 if you really, really, really want to, feel secure. Nobody's chasing that. Nobody's chasing 500 plus. Never mind this England team. Never mind against this Australian bowling attack. But 450, I think, is the reasonable number. They know that England have to go for it. This is the thing. Australia know that England, whatever they put in front of them, England have to go for it. So they may as well just secure themselves and bat for as long as possible. Josh Inglis, the new batter, has come out to join Alex Carey. Carey's on 63 off 116 balls. Australia, 311 for 5. And their lead, 396. Monster. Here's Ben Stokes running into Alex Carey, who punches the ball off the back foot to backward point. Harry Brook fields. There is no run. By the way, and I apologize, I do say this regularly, but it's because I want it. Please do leave me a thumbs up if you're watching the YouTube. Well, they have to if they want to at least have a chance of taking back the end. Correct. They have to chase. They know that. There's no point playing for a 2-all or a draw or anything like that. 2-all is no good. It's not going to placate the media and the fan base back home. They want to see them win, or at least chase a win or go for a win. And absolutely, that's what England need to do. Stokes into Carey, defends the ball off his crease into the offside. There's no run. Score remains 311 for 5. Travis Head, just taking a look at that shot. He was looking to go for the big 6. He felt a little bit tired, not tired, but disinterested is a bit mean. but he seemed not as motivated as he was yesterday. I don't know. He's just sort of working the ball around. Didn't have that same level of concentration. Played maybe a couple of ball shots, but just it was a scenario like England themselves looked a bit, out of sorts. Maybe that wicket will galvanise something. Who knows? Here's Stokes in short, and that's a beautiful shot from Alex Carey. It wasn't a full-blooded cut shot or a guide. He just it was a half cut where he was very much threading the needle behind backward point, and he did it beautifully. On to 67 now, Alex Carey, just really in the form of his life. A checked cut shot is what I would call it. Unlucky for that fielder there. Yes, it was in the air, but it was wide enough of the fielder. I think he's very much in control. Sorry, I think maybe you were talking about the head dismissal. Carey onto 67, Australia 315 for 5. The lead now for Australia is exactly 400. 400 runs is the lead. Here's Stokes. And Carey works that ball into the leg side, picks up another single. Now Inglis will face his first ball. I'm talking about the Carey shot. Okay, cool. It was nice, man. I don't know about in the air. I don't know. It felt like, I think that was intentional. I think he was in control, rolled his wrist, and just held on to it. Like, he didn't try and go through with the shot. He held on to it because he had a specific spot in mind, and he found it. He very much found it. What a guy. Am I going to watch Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul? I don't know. Maybe. What time is it on? Is it on already? I'm not going to leave the Ashes to watch that. Let's put it that way. There's some games of cricket I might park to watch that, but not this game. And Stokes into Inglis, punches this ball off the back foot to backward point, that gully region really, and there's no run. Prelims are on right now. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Jim. Prelims. How many prelims are there? And also, if you had to guess how long till the main event. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. The main event is in around 2 hours. Perfect. The geezer's got all the information, man. You should have your own live stream. Yeah, I think, let's see what happens. I'm not really that interested in it. I remember I was in Las Vegas in a sports bar watching Anthony Joshua's last weird fight, which was against Francis Ngannou. Stokes into Inglis, slightly overpitched, and English works it just wide of Jofra Archer. Excuse me, who puts in a diving stop. They pick up another single, 317 for 5. Australia's lead 402 runs. I think I have a little bit of indigestion. That's probably why I'm being a bit weird. Apologies for that. Yes, one of these things you have to deal with as you get older. I don't think I've ever had indigestion before. Today's the first time. But I'm okay. Maybe it's what I ate. Who knows? I had a shepherd's pie for dinner. It was very nice. But I ate it quite quickly. You should really take your time with the shepherd's pie, I think. Anyway, 317 for 5, Australia. The lead, 402 runs. They're just piling them on right now. Piling on the runs. Josh Tongue is going to continue. He has just taken a wicket. Travis Head gone for 170. Not quite his career best score, but still an effort that was strong enough to really put his team in a very, very, very comfortable position. Here's Josh Tongue into Josh Inglis. Sorry. This is hard, man. They go through for a quick single to the leg side. But talking about doing Josh Tongue and Josh Inglis and Joss Butler at the same time, that would be hard. I'm so glad Joss Butler's not playing this test match. 403 runs the lead for Australia. You like Josh Inglis in this side, or you think someone else should occupy that spot? Good question. It's a very good question. Also, it's got you down as like number 2 in the fans thing. Why? Why are you number 2? I feel like you should be number 1. But anyway, this next ball's driven to mid-on. There is no run. Should somebody else be in that Josh Inglis spot? Ideally, you'd have another sort of batting all-rounder, right? Or maybe a bowling all-rounder. And it's not immediately obvious who would go there. Lucky no Josh Hazelwood, both commentary and match wise. Yeah, Josh Hazelwood as well. A lot of Joshes about these days. His tongue into Carey as that ball's guided down to deep third for a single. The lead moves on to 404. Yeah, I saw that. People were making a lot of that. I think Isha Guha, who's a very good friend and obviously broadcaster, she said the line something about head and tongue and I don't know. And I was like, right, that it's their names, right? Like you can have a little giggle about it, but to make a whole thing, I mean, I don't know. Don't want to be like a killjoy or anything, but it's just so pointless. I think this is Hazelwood's last series, last Ashes. Sorry, I think this is Hazelwood's last. Yeah, probably the last Ashes for a lot of these players. Certainly some of the England players. His tongue in, that ball's pushed into the offside for no run. Do we think Ben Stokes has another Ashes in him? Here's my question. Is this Stokes' last Ashes? I don't know. Let's wait and see. Josh Tongue, 3 for 63. You saw what Warney said. What did Warney say? Tongue in. Warney says a lot of stuff, though. What did he say? Actually get on quite well with Michael Warne. Very knowledgeable, good pundit, analyst. Enjoy listening to him, enjoy working with him. Just a nice man, actually. I know. Like, I don't know what his life was like before. I've heard all the things, I've read all the things, obviously. But, to be honest, always enjoyed working with him. Right, England should take this series as a practice and build up for the next Ashes. Well, they kind of have, really, haven't they? I mean, I'd hate to think this is their proper go. Like, this has just been really poor. And all right, let me ask you this: if England were doing that, if England were using this series, hold on, just to add insult to injury, no ball as well. So, the umpire, the signals are no ball. Just taking a look at it, yeah, front foot comfortably over that forward crease. So there'll be another ball in this over. Yeah, I mean, if you were treating this as a practice series, what would you do differently? Would you play slightly different players? Who would you have in there? Would you have Ryan Ahmed in there? Would you have Sonny Baker in the mix? Like, what would you do differently? Gus Atkinson playing all the games, tongue in, that ball's fended off into the onside. Would you not still have Jofra Archer? I say bring back Lord Leach here. Jack Leach is a lovely guy. Lovely guy. His nickname is Peanut. They call him Peanut. And I got a chance to work with him on commentary last season. Sorry, not this year. 2023. 2024, sorry. I got to work with Jack Leach on a couple of games in the 100 in Cardiff. And my goodness, lovely guy, so sincere, loves the game, very humble, and he certainly has Test match aspirations still. So I wouldn't, never ever say never anymore. Usman Khawaja wasn't supposed to be playing this game, was he? Look at him now, featuring heavily in this game. Ben Stokes going to continue. No overs yesterday, 6th in a row today. Starts with a short one, the 6th over. Comfortable leave from Carey, and the umpire signals are wide as well, so yeah, England really struggling today, boys and girls. Really struggling. I know they've got one wicket, they've got Travis Head, but that was after he pounded 170 runs, so it is quite hard. It is like watching a really big cat beat up a really small cat. Terrible analogy, but I think you sort of understand what I mean. Why are you watching cats fight at all? Break it up. Hey, if you're joining the live stream, if you've just been on it for a while, you just joined now, give us a thumbs up. Always helps us out. Stokes in. That ball's turned off his pads by Carey to mid-wicket. There is no run. I'm going to say it, guys. I think it's just gone a little bit dull, the game. I don't know. Maybe it's not dull for Australian fans because you get to watch your team dominate, but just nothing's happening, The game's in a bit of a holding position. England is struggling to take wickets. They've taken one so far today, but they're generally struggling to take wickets. Australia scoring runs at quite a sort of pedestrian rate, just chilling. There's no real jeopardy there. There's no clear objective like how long they want to bat for, or what the number they have in mind is. Stokes in again on a good length outside the off stump. As the ball's guided down to deep third, they should pick up two here, I think. To Zach Crawley. No, they settle just for the one. Also, what's the point in Ben Stokes bowling now? Like yesterday was the time for Ben Stokes to bowl, wasn't it? Like yesterday, when England was still very much in the game, when they had a chance to take those early wickets, instead of rotating the other guys off, particularly after tea when Jofra was spent, that was the time for Ben Stokes to bowl. Like now that you're just sort of waiting for an Australian declaration, you're just waiting for your turn to bat. What is the point in wearing out Stokes if he's got to be protected and he's got to be, used sparingly? Why are we using him now? Doesn't make any sense. Why is he bowling a sixth over on the trot? Doesn't make any sense. Stokes in. That was punched off the back foot out to deep third. I'll take a single. The lead now, by the way, is 408. I reckon what you want is you want Jackson from one side and Ruton from the other. Try and bowl as tight as you can, but really you're just waiting. You're playing a waiting game. From an Australian perspective, I'm sure they'd like to give Josh Inglis some time out in the middle as well. That lead is, frankly, already more than enough. 408 runs. I can't see England really getting close to chasing that. Was there a comment in the middle that I missed? Yes, there's a few from you, Jen. I'll come back in a second to those comments. Here's Stokes into Alex Carey, who waits and then guides this ball down to deep third. And he'll pick up a single. 324 for 5. Right. Are there any promising players that were left out this tour? For England, yes. Yes, there are. Rian Ahmed comes to mind. He had a really good season with the bat in the county championship. I don't know how much Brendan McCullum respects the county champ. I don't know. And I don't mean that in a dismissive way. It's just I don't know how much he looks at the performances of players in that and thinks, right, I'll have him, I'll have that. There were some outside shouts for Sonny Baker and Ben McKinney. As Stokes has struck the pad, that's pretty straight. That's out. That is out. It's a wicket for Ben Stokes. Inglis has reviewed it straight away, but it looked pretty straight, LBW. And there was a big celebration from England. So, particularly Ben Stokes. I was saying, why is he bowling now? What's the point of him bowling now? Well, that was the point, him getting a wicket for England. And he's still in with a chance. I mean, I'm just saying, could have bowled yesterday, bud. Anyway, let's see. Is this actually out? Well, there's no bat involved. Oh, is there bat involved? Is there an inside edge? I think there's an inside edge. Yeah, there's an is there? Yeah, it's not out. Wow, there was an inside edge. Why didn't he just review it straight away, Josh Inglis? Why did he wait for a second? Anyway, he survives. All that celebration amounts to nothing. Ben Stokes walks back to the top of his run-up looking knackered because he's got one ball to bowl to complete the 6-over spell. He might well be bowling 7-8 overs in this spell. Australia 324 for 5. And they retained the review because that was a good use of a review. Wow, wow, wow. Here's Stokes into Inglis, who works the ball into the onside. And they'll pick up another single. All right, let's have a look. You reviewed it straight away because he isn't Weatherald. Yeah, if anybody doesn't know what that means, it's because Jake Weatherald didn't review his LBW decision where the ball was comfortably pitching outside leg stump. But Inglis reviewed. But the thing is, he didn't review with a lot of conviction. And England seemed really convinced. And actually, when you look at it, it's quite a thick inside edge. Quite a thick inside edge. Well, might have to break open the chocolate biscuits in a minute. No biscuits this time of the night. Here's Josh Tongue into Inglis. punches that ball off the back foot, just wide of point, and I'll pick up a single. Australia just continuing this torture of England's bowlers. 326 for 5 now. The new ball will be available to England in a few overs. That's something, I suppose. But this has been really good stuff from Alex Carey. I think he's closing in to the most runs that an Australian wicketkeeper has scored in a single match. He's third in the list with this performance. He's closing in on a different record. As Josh Tongue in, Carey plays the ball into backward point. There is no run. I think he's got 177, something like that. I hope they show the graphic again. I'll let you know. But I know he was behind Healy and Gilchrist. Man, that's some serious company to keep. Me and Healy, I was a keeper for most of my youth. By the way, I know the villain for this series is probably the whole England setup, but I will man up and say on behalf... Hold on. Sorry. Tongue into Carey. Cuts this ball. Just check cut shot again towards deep extra cover for a single. The lead moves to 412. Right, what did you say? But I will man up and say on behalf of myself and many keyboard selectors, we owe George Bailey an apology. I feel you, man. We're all keyboard warriors, isn't it? What can you do? George didn't do a lot wrong in the first test. Second left out. Lyon justified. Third picked Usman, justified. Yeah, he did all right. Sorry, hold on. I read that all wrong. I'll read it again in a second. 1 second. Josh Tongue into Inglis, who turns the ball into the onside, no run. Okay, let me just read it again properly. George didn't do a lot wrong in the first test. He didn't do a lot wrong in the first test. Second test, left out Lyon and justified. And third, picked Usman and justified. So all of his selections kind of bang on, though. It's one of those things in hindsight, everything looks bang on when you're winning matches. When you're winning matches or getting in winning positions, you look like a genius. The team selects itself. But even with all the injuries Australia had to deal with, no pack come-ins for the first two games. Oh no, I've done something to my screen. It's fine. All right, I missed the last ball. I think it was just a dot ball. It's fine. 327 for 5. One ball to come in this, the 17th over. Apologies, don't mean to yawn. It's coming up to midnight in the UK. And they're just showing a clip of a previous Josh Tongue dismissal of Josh Inglis, where he struck him on his pad and the ball rolled onto the stumps. Here's Tongue into Inglis. Goes full, thick outside edge as Inglis drives towards deep backward point. Let's say third man instead. Jofra Archer gets the throw back in. Another run off that over. 3 runs from it altogether. Australia 328 for 5. And that lead is now 413 runs. 413 run lead. Wow. It's not fun. No fun for England so far in the field. They're not having a great time. And I can see that even sort of interest in this test match across the board, not super high. I just use my sort of YouTube live as a sort of like a way to gauge interest. I know, like, it's a very, very small, ultra small sample, but even so. Here's Stokes into Inglis as that ball's turned off his hips out towards square leg. They'll just take a single. A second new ball will be available in 2 overs. Yeah, I know, obviously. I think just watching the number of people that have been tuning into my live watch-alongs over the last few days. Day 2 was the peak. Day 2 we got a lot. And then yesterday died down a little bit, and today right back down again. Because it's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point. Australia going to take this test, unless something remarkable happens. But we shall wait and see. We don't want to bash too much because of the poor guys on the floor. But Ollie Pope, the worst English batsman to tour Australia since. I think there's been a few shocking batters over the years touring Australia. I won't name names because I often have to work with them. But I know a few who've really struggled out in Australia. Pope's not even cracking the top 5, bud. I'm honest. So since I'll give you a year since the tour of since caught another wicket for Ben Stokes. Well, not another, a wicket for Ben Stokes because the LBW was overturned, but this time the catch is taken at leg slip, and Alex Carey has to go. Well, we mentioned that neither of those players would get to the next milestone. Just gloves one to leg slip. Good catch from Harry Brook. Just falling to his left-hand side. And Ben Stokes has a wicket for England. And this time it won't be overturned on review. There won't be a review. Australia 329 for 6. The lead is 414 runs. Still mountains to climb for England to get anywhere near a positive result from this game. But it's a moment. It was a double fist pump from Stokes again. He was so happy. He's been working hard. This is the seventh straight over of his spell. So he's got some reward for a good phase, good dedicated phase of bowling. And they've just gone for a longer commercial here. Let me just make sure I got all my comments up to date. I do. If you just joined the live stream, give us a thumbs up, please. And join the conversation. What have you said, Jen? Go on, Starkey, give us another 50. I think Cummins might come in next. The players have taken drinks, by the way. Maybe I should take drinks too. Do I have more drinks? I do. I do have more drinks. Somewhere. I think I have more drinks. No, I don't. I'll have to get some later. But I do have some biscuits. I think I've earned a biscuit. Sorry, I try not to eat actually during these live streams because it annoys people, the sound of eating and stuff. But I think I've earned a snack. It's a biscuit. Cheers, guys. Yeah, let's see who comes in to join Josh Inglis. I'm just seeing commercials at the moment. I'm not at the ground. This is the thing. Another thing, when you're at cricket grounds, you get so much more information. You know what's going on. You're completely up to date. You just have to look out the window. Whereas, and this has become a modern phenomenon as well. You're seeing a lot more broadcasters do commentary off what they call off tube, which is basically remotely. It's the way we do the IPL at the BBC. We do the IPL remotely, sitting in a studio in London mostly, sometimes in Manchester. There was actually some animosity towards Cummins coming back in, saying they prefer Smith being captain, etc. Yeah, possibly. I mean, the circumstances that led to Cummins becoming captain, I think everybody remembers that. And the circumstances, I mean, we don't have to get into it, but the circumstances surrounding Steve Smith not being captain anymore. But anyway, it's all ancient history. I think they'll be very happy to see Cummins back and potentially leading them to a test match win. Steve Smith hopefully is feeling better. Wasn't well enough to play this game. I thought they started again. They just tried to replay the Stokes wicket. The Alex Carey dismissal, I should say. Good catch from Harry Brook. He put one down at the start of the match, didn't he? I think he put down Usman Khwaja for 4, if I'm not wrong. Travis Head, though, star of the day. 170 for him. Alex Carey, 72. And that's really the partnership that's more or less killed off England's chances in this game. Although nobody told Ben Stokes that. He's still firing away, bless him. Still running in hard. Still looking for wickets. He's an X-Factor player, no doubt about that. Stokes in. Cummins works. It is Pat Cummins who came in, by the way. He works his first ball off towards deep backwards square leg for a single. He's off the mark. Australia now 330 for 6. The lead is 415. Sorry. Give us a minute. Right. They're showing slow-mo replays of that Stokes celebration. And Stokes into English. Oh! No. It was an appeal for caught behind. from Jamie Smith. I don't think it was anywhere near the outside edge. It wasn't really. Stokes wasn't interested. Nobody else was either. Just a token appeal. All right, what you said, Jen? Maybe Steve Smith should suit up for the Sydney Sixers ahead of the Sydney Derby. Some spicy words from Davey Warner saying they'll give the Sixers a 0-3 start to the season. They might do, I was looking at how disappointing Barbara Azam's debut has been so far for the Sixers. It's the opposite of what they will have hoped for. And then Stokes into Inglis, gets forward, pushes the ball into the offside, into a gap. They'll run through for a quick single. And two new batters out in the middle for Australia now, so a chance for England to just put on a little bit of pressure. I wonder if they'll take that new ball coming up in an overs time. Yeah, the Sixers have done quite poorly, haven't they? And like their social media, like I know they're very excited to have Barbara Azam in their team, but like it's so transparently built around him. Like the social media person for the Sixers has clearly been told, like, listen, mate, you got to go big on Barbara Azam, like whatever happens. So, Barbara Azam took a catch, and that's the whole story of the match. He took a worldie. We lost the match. He didn't score any runs, but look at the worldie that he took. And Cummins gets forward and pushes the ball out towards deep cover, the backward point, whatever. They'll pick up a single. And that is the end of a successful over for England. 1 wicket and 4 runs coming from it. Australia 332 for 6. And their lead is 417. Man, it's not just Sixers media, it's the whole BBL. Yeah, it is the whole BBL. And I sort of understand. Like, I know that the idea is... I talked to Barbara about this, oddly enough, a few days before. The idea is to get more of the sort of South Asian population of Australia interested in the Bash. I know there's a big Pakistani expat community over there, people who moved over there and sort of second generation, whatever, all that kind of stuff. They want to get them out to the stadiums, and that's fair play. Good idea. But you can promote a player, cheerleading a player that's not even from your country. Like, it just felt a bit much. Wait, he'll do something. I'm sure he'll get some runs at some point, and then we'll celebrate him properly. But like, we got out for 2 and 8. That's what he's done so far. 2 and 8, Barbara Azam, as Josh Tongue is in. That ball's pushed to cover. There is no run. And I like Barbara Azam. I think he's a great player. He's not in the best of form at the moment, but he's a great player. Bit of a risk for the Sydney Sixers, really. But equally, if it comes off, you're laughing all the way to the bank, aren't you? What's happened to my live stream? It's just frozen. Has something gone wrong on their end, or is that my end? Yeah, it's their end. Something's gone wrong on their end. The score is 333 for 6. I can tell you that much. Australia's lead is 418 runs. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm good. I think we got the apology from TNT Sports for that little drop-off in coverage. Anyway, we're continuing. Josh Tongue. He's got Ollie Pope in at short leg, and that ball was just on a leg stump line to Inglis, who's worked it down to fine leg. But not bad from Josh Tongue. I think England, the only way to sort of make anything happen here, or just survive this period, excuse me, is to look at it in isolation. So you try not to think about the context of what's happening. You just think about this immediate session. What do we got to do? We got to get these wickets. Let's just think about the bog standard plan to get these wickets, and let's not think about our overall situation, which is pretty depressing. At least Tongue's been good this test. Solid first and second innings. Yeah, I agree. He's bowled quite well. He's got a slip in place, and he comes. It's a lovely shot from Josh Inglis that just flicks the ball down to fine leg. Ben Duckett does the fielding. They get back for 2. Well run as well by Inglis and Cummins. Australia build. 335 for 6. The lead is 420 runs. I think they'll declare at lunch. I think with half hour to go to lunch, which will be in about 21 minutes time, they'll start going a little bit more aggressive, and then they'll just declare. I think that'll come at lunchtime. And then post-lunch, they'll say to England, come on then. Probably just in time for the Anthony Joshua fight. And that ball's defended to mid-on for no run. Maybe I should live stream the Anthony Joshua fight. I'm kidding. Let's check in on the New Zealand West Indies situation. Oh, they're at lunch at the moment still. West Indies are how far behind? 326 runs behind, but still just 2 wickets down. So they may still be able to mount a comeback. Who knows? Excuse me. Feeling a bit stuffy today. Here's Tongue into Inglis. Outside edge, and the catch is taken. That's a 4th wicket for Josh Tongue. Good catch from Jamie Smith. And it's Josh Inglis who has to go. He goes for 10 off 20. Australia loses 7th wicket. 335 for 7. And just getting back in this situation a little bit, England. The lead for Australia is 420. So, you know, pinch of salt, but if England can keep that lead to something that isn't, you know, catastrophic, like 500, for example, then you never know. A good catch that, and a good performance this from Josh Tongue, as you were just saying. You know, bowled well in the first innings as well. And now he's got the opportunity to take himself a fifer. 4 wickets for Josh Tongue. We haven't seen any of Jofra Archer today, have we? Nothing from Jofra Archer. A long spell from Ben Stokes. A little bit from Bryden Carson. And now Josh Tongue. That's what we've seen so far. Maybe a 100-run defeat instead of a 200-run defeat. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Here's your boy, Mitch Starc, walking out to the middle. The man who broke Wasim Akram's record of most wickets by a left-arm fast bowler in the history of Test cricket. I think he's the highest wicket taker in an Ashes series as well. Maybe he made that up. Yeah, I'm starting to get stuffy. I need a vitamin, multivitamin. These are vegan multivitamins and omega-3 gummies. They're for kids, but that's okay. It can't harm an adult, right? Multivitamins for kids. It's in the shape of a gummy. How could that possibly harm an adult? You got vitamin C. Yeah, I'm getting a bit stuffy. You're right. You can get a good night's sleep after this. Don't have to be up early. Right. Stark scores this series 12 in the first match, 77 in the second match, 54 in the third match, and this is the first time that he's having to bat in the second innings this whole series. With 3 tests in, and this is the first time he's been needed to bat twice in a match. It just speaks to the Australian dominance in this series. Hold on, we'll read that in a sec. Here's Tongue into Cummins, who drives to mid-off, no run. Sorry, no, it was Tongue bowling to Stark. I beg your pardon, not Cummins. Yeah. 335 for 7 Australia, the lead 420, and a good over that from Josh Tongue. Got himself a 4th wicket. A little thing for England to just be somewhat pleased about. Right. Maybe a 100-run defeat here. Has more runs than Cam Green in this series. He does, but who's got a bigger contract at the IPL? Good bloke, Cam Green. Not sure where his cricketing ability has gone, though. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, you know, sometimes when those big contracts come in, they're almost like the kiss of death because people expect you to come out and start banging hundreds and taking loads of wickets and showing off, showing why, you know, you're worth the big bucks. A second new ball has been taken by England, and here he is, Jofra Archer. I haven't seen him for a while, but he's back into the attack now, and England will be hoping he can grab him a few wickets. 4 for Josh Tongue so far. Really good stuff. Archer will want to get into the attack. Get in on the act, I should say. 10 overs, 2 maidens, just 15 runs conceded from his 10 overs, and no wickets yet. Okay, he's got a new cherry. New ball to work with here. There's Jofra Archer. And he comes to Cummins, who works this ball down to fine leg for a single. It wasn't rapid or anything. That was 124 kilometers per hour. It was like Jofra Archer's slower ball, really. That one. 336 for 7. Oh, man. Guys, just bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry, I'll be back in literally 2 seconds. I just need to blow my nose. Sorry about that, gang. Thanks for staying with me. I missed something. Decision reviewed. What did I miss? Decision reviewed. I had to go blow my nose at that. Nah. That's right. I was just feeling really congested, man. Like I just need to get some water in and out of me. But anyway, right. Let's see. It's a DRS. I don't know what was given on field or not. Was he given on field? I think it's taken his shirt. I just get the feeling it's taken his shirt. It's not touched any bat or gloves or anything like that. What did I miss? Let's find out. There's something on Ultra Edge. Yeah. No, it's fine. Was he given out on field or was he given not out and England reviewed it? I can tell very quickly. Well, it's been given not out anyway. After the review. Yeah, okay, so England reviewed it. Yeah, that's fine. We're up to scratch anyway. Looking for the strangle jaw for Archer. I wonder if his pace was up in that ball as well. Because his first ball, no pace. What's that say, Jen? Maybe IPL should have bid for Harjas Singh, local cricket legend here, made 314 and 100. What? What do you make? 314 and 141 balls ODI. Ah, interesting. Maybe they should have. Anyway, Archer into Stark. That ball. Oh, they're going to get through for a quick single. In fact, it's a leg by, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Mitch Stark gets through quick enough. Chofra's got his chain outside of his shirt now. Actually, he's tucked it back in his shirt. Yeah, it's got to be annoying if that chain keeps smacking you in your face. It looks like a big, hefty gold chain as well. Probably worth a few quid. But he wears it when he bowls. I know a few people have made jokes about it and stuff in comments, but listen, man, your personal style is your personal style. If you feel good about wearing a chain while you're bowling, do it. It's almost heritage, really, with fast bowlers. Wearing chains and things like that. Often see players from West Indies, Pakistan, India do that kind of thing, and why not? Here's Archer into Cummins, full delivery, which Pat Cummins didn't know too much about. In the end, he gets a tiny bit of bat on it and squeezes it out to backward point, and they get through for a single. Really, Archer is not really the proposition they're looking for. He's got the second new ball in his hand, so he's got something working for him. Australia have something working for them, a lead of 423 runs and counting. 338 for 7 at the moment in the second innings. The England fans at Adelaide making some noise. They've seen 3 wickets fall so far today in this first session. As Archer is in. This time the ball's been hit high. Does it have the distance on it? It doesn't, but it also falls into sort of a vacant region at mid-wicket. And Bryden Cast runs back and fields and gets the throw back in. And they pick up 2 runs. 2 runs for Mitch Stark. Just taking a look at that. Yeah, he just completely mistimed it. Up in the air. But Cast was miles away from it. And Australia just keep adding a few runs. Adding a few more runs to that total. 425 the lead. Archer in. It strikes Stark on the pads. He's really got them on toast at the moment. They don't know too much about what he's bowling, Archer, but there's also sort of a sense of defeatedness about Archer and England because, all right, they could be like, yeah, you're out bowling me now, but does it really matter when we have a lead of 425? Are your boys going to get 425 in the second innings? Don't think so. So there's that, I'm sure, which is a tough mental hurdle to overcome. Very tough. Just looking at that dismissal of Inglis, really good piece of bowling from Josh Tongue actually, because he set him up for that dismissal. There were a bunch of deliveries on a similar length just outside off, and he just kept honing in slowly onto the region where he wanted to be, and finally got the wicket. It's a good sort of smart piece of bowling. I really enjoy watching a fast bowler at work. You know, just the thought process of how I'm going to get these wickets. Now then, Bryden Cass is going to give Josh Tongue a break, which I think is harsh. Tongue was on for a fifer. Anyway, Cass is in now to Pat Cummins with his new ball. Nearly takes the outside edge. Cummins plays inside it, goes through to the keeper, no run. Well, there you go. I think the preferred option for the new ball for England is always going to be Cass and Archer. So he's going to have to wait his turn now. Josh, what does it say? I don't enjoy watching Cass though. Yeah, I know what you mean. I sort of know what you mean. I think Atkinson could have been given a chance. I mean, I know you mentioned that yesterday as well. I remember you saying. Cass in again. Nicely played. Good stop at extra cover from Joe Root, who also grabs his side in pain. No, it's not Joe Root. Is that Will Jacks? Yeah. He just grabbed his intercostal muscles. He's all right. I don't know, like Atkinson with the new ball, maybe, I don't know. Oh, what happened with Jacks there was he sort of lay on the ball, so the ball sort of dug into his cage. So basically, the ball was trapped between his body and the ground, and that probably hurt. It didn't probably hurt. It definitely hurt. Here's Cass into Cummins, who again just wafts at one outside the off stump. Nearly gives a little feather through to the keeper. Hasn't looked very convincing. Cass is a serviceable new ball bowler. Is he sort of frightening? Is he scary, intimidating? No, I don't think so. But he's not had a terrible test match. Took 3 wickets in that first innings in the first test and 2 in the second. I think he might be England's highest wicket taker in this series. He got 5 in the first test, 4 in the second, and 3 so far in this one. So he's got to be there or thereabouts. Cass in. And that ball keeps quite low and it's left alone outside the off stump through to the keeper. Australia's lead remains 425. If you've joined the stream recently, please do give us a thumbs up. It helps us out in the algorithms. And my general target is like 10. If I can get 10 likes for a streaming session, then I feel good about it. I know I've done this in a really weird way where I do like the first session, and then yesterday I randomly decided to do the second session. Not randomly, I just didn't make it back in time for the first one. But yeah, and then I'm doing the first one again today. So I'm not really establishing any kind of rhythm with my audience. As Cass is in and Cummins pushes that ball into the offside, no run. I'll take a 41-year-old Peter Siddle over him. Sarcasm, by the way. I got that, man. I got that. I like Peter Siddle. He's a quality bowler. He looked a lot like the kid from Toy Story. Peter Siddle. Like, I know it's a weird thing, but like, if you get a chance, go to Google Images. I don't know what the kid from Toy Story was called. Just put in Toy Story kid, and then put Peter Siddle next to him on Google Images or whatever, and they look very similar. Here's Bryden Cass in full and driven just wide of Ben Stokes at extra cover. They run through for a quick single and they make it. So it could have been a maiden for Bryden Cass, but they pinched a single at the end to ruin that. It doesn't matter. He's had a good series. Saw for 12 wickets for him so far. Australia 341 for 7. The lead 426. As they've just gone for a break. Excuse me, just for one moment. I won't do this often, but sorry, I'm gonna stick my head out the window. Get some fresh air. Right. Sorry about that. But thanks for staying with me, gang. Appreciate you. The people that are with me, the people that are watching this back, you're a soldier. In comes Archer. Cummins manages to just squirt that out towards backward point. Harry Brook does the fielding. They get through for a single. Runs have just slowed to a trickle at the moment for Australia. They won't be too worried about that, of course, because they've got a pretty hefty lead. 427 runs the lead. But there's going to be, I guarantee, even after the way this series has gone, there's some England fans that are feeling optimistic about their chances of making history in the Ashes and chasing down like a massive total. It's possible. It's possible. They'll keep saying it's possible. I'll tell you right now, buddy, ain't gonna happen. Here's Archer into Mitch Starc, who's gone after this one. Didn't fully get a hold of it. Got the thick inside edge in the end. He was looking to hit it down the ground. In the end, picks up a single to deep backward square leg where Ben Duckett gets the throw back from. 343 for 7. Archer's pace is down, boy. 137.4, 138.7. He's not going full pelt at the moment. You can make a case and say he doesn't really need to, but I mean, go full pelt with 3 good deliveries and then you're done, right? He'll almost certainly be required to bat again in this test match, you'd think. Archer played really well, actually. Showed a lot of character in that first innings, I thought. You know, just kind of outshone a lot of the top order batters in his team. Archer. Here he is again into Cummins down the leg side and well stopped by Jamie Smith. That was going to run away for 4, but Smith, he's been in the wars today, chasing wide ones and jumping down the leg side, both for left and right hand. I mean, what was it? Remember the hat trick? I do remember the hat trick. He had some villainous moments in the senior team. Peter Siddle, remember that vividly. I remember what was the biggest loss England conceded against Australia. Maybe that's the history they're saying. Wait, what do you mean? I didn't get that last one, buddy. You're gonna have to tell. You're gonna have to explain it to me a bit more. Archer in, and he gets the face of the bat from Cummins. Cummins has not been comfortable in this innings. Bit better pace from Archer, that one. Just a smidge under 140 kilometers per hour. The biggest loss that England have ever suffered? Let's look it up. England's biggest Ashes loss. Let's see. No, that's not. There's just links to like recent articles and stuff. I'm not going to be able to find. I'm not going to be able to look it up right now, but sorry. No, actually, hold on. TalkSport have done an article. Accept essential cookies only. Hold on. Bear with us. Don't want to miss any balls. I'll read that in a second. I'll tell you the biggest losses ever in a moment. Here's Jofra Archer into Pat Cummins. Again, looking to flick the ball away down the leg side. Doesn't get any bat on it. Jamie Smith does the keeping. Right. The heaviest. Right. Let's get to the point. The first came in 1920-21. A resounding victory that inspired future Aussie and cricket icon Don Bradman. The second game. Oh, this is a history of all the 5-0s. Because it was 2013, 2014, 2006-7. As the next ball's worked out towards a fine leg again. Like Cummins will pick up a single. And that is the end of the over. So a leg by and 2 singles coming from it. Australia 344 for 7. And the lead now sits at 429. You said England fans are saying they can still make history. Maybe by losing by the largest defeat. Okay. I see. I'm with you now, buddy. I'm with you. Apologies. I'm not at my sharpest right now. But I get your point. There are, like, you know, it's weird because when I growing up, there was never any optimism about England. This has only happened post sort of Brendan McCullum. And some people call it like hysteria or delusion, you know, but post Brendan McCullum, this Bazball connection with Stokes and McCullum. And we'll come back to that in a second because outside edge and the catch is taken. Bryden Cast has a second wicket. And Harry Brook takes the catch at not fly slip, like a wide-ish first slip. And England have a 4th wicket this session. Australia 8 down now, 344 for 8. The lead 429. Pat Cummins has to go for 6. Bryden Cast went quite full that time. looking for a drive was Cummins, feet miles away from the shot, didn't go anywhere. Ball just floated really to Harry Brook, and England have another wicket. And well, we're going to see him bat, aren't we? We're going to see England bat. I wonder how this is going to go down. If they took 2 wickets in the next 5 minutes, would they still have to come out and bat before lunch? They would. They would have to come out and bat before lunch. So, but that it would just be a bit truncated and weird, wouldn't it? You'd have to come out and bat for like 3 overs or 2 overs or something. So what you'd really want is to take your next 2 wickets a little bit slowly. you want to take them so that you can go to lunch at the end of this innings and then have a nice clean start post lunch. That's what I would say. Of course, you got to get your wickets first. That's not a given either. Remember what England did for their 9th wicket? Australia could do the same. Wouldn't put it past them. Anyway, if you're on the live stream, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll keep you company through to the end of the first session. If you're enjoying the live stream, give us a thumbs up, please. It helps me in the algorithms and it keeps me going. The target is 10 thumbs ups today. We got 10 yesterday. It'd be great to get 10 today. And as always, appreciate your company, enjoying your company. And well, maybe there's some intrigue left in this test match. Maybe, just maybe, there's still a little bit of intrigue left in this test match. It's unlikely, though. I think Australia have got enough, to be honest with you. More than enough. Anyway, here's Bryden Cass into Nathan Lyon. Full, strikes him on the pad. That looks very straight. Finger goes up straight away. And that is another wicket for England. Nathan Lyon pinned in front of the stumps. Is he going to review it? I don't think so. So, Bryden Cass is on a hat-trick. 2 and 2. And maybe we will get to see England bat a bit before lunch. It's a really, really quick, really fast delivery. It's exactly what you want to a tail ender first up. Bryden Cass, no messing about. He's got a 2 for having another look at it. Yeah, it's hitting him in front of middle and leg. I think that's almost certainly hitting the stumps. You're right not to review that, Nathan Lyon. Yeah. Imper inline pitching outside off and wickets hitting, and it was out. Oh, did they actually review it? They did review it. Oh, right, okay. Well, that was a terrible review. It was bang in front. Anyway, Bryden Cass is on a hat-trick. Could you imagine, after all that, Bryden Cass takes a hat-trick? I mean, he's got a good chance here as well. He's got Scott Boland to bowl at. And, yeah. The lead for Australia, by the way, is 429. Scott Boland's just come out to face this hat-trick ball from Bryden Cass. He's walked out very slowly. In fact, he's just making his way out now. I think it was because that was the first baller, nobody really saw it coming, so he wasn't fully ready. And now he's making his way out. You gotta be careful these days. People exact that timeout rule and stuff like that. Oh wow, I actually lost a thumbs up. That's never happened before. Yeah. Oh, somebody gave it back. Thanks. Whoever took it away gave it back. If you want to find me another few, I'd appreciate it. Right, here we go. Hat-trick ball time. Bryden Cass looking for a 4-for of his own. Already seen 4 wickets for... Oh, hold on. He's having a little chat. It's Scott Boland with Mitchell Starc. We saw 4 wickets for Josh Tongue. Now, Bryden Cass has a chance for a 4-for for himself. Will he do it? Will he do it? Come on. If he takes the hat-trick, every single one of you that hasn't given me a thumbs up yet, because I can see there's quite a few watching compared to the number of thumbs ups. I want a thumbs up from all of you. All right, here we go. Hat-trick ball. Bryden Cass into Scott Boland. He's running in. 2 slips in place, bowls, and left alone by Boland. It was outside off stump. Just bowl it full and straight, buddy. What are you doing? You just did it. You just did the ball to Nathan Lyon. You do the same ball. Missed out on a chance for a test match hat-trick, man. That's what you want, right? It's the dream. You're on a hat-trick and you've got number 11 to bowl at. You bowl it fast and straight. Anyway, he bowled a length ball outside off stump that just swung away gently, and it was an easy leave for Boland. Australia's lead, 429. England, I bet the bookies haven't ruled them out yet. I don't think the bookies have completely ruled them out. Here's Cass in and squares up Boland a little bit, but he plays off a thick outside edge to backward point. He's off the mark. Scott Boland. Australia looking to just add a few more runs to this total before England take to the batting situation. 345 for 9 Australia. The lead is 430 runs. And Duckett and Crawley, I'm sure somewhere on the field have done a few warm-ups. Duckett's had a miserable series by his own standards. 21, 28, 0, 15 and 29. Just not good enough for his standards. Quality bat. And every 6 innings you expect to see better from him. Bookies haven't ruled them out. Oh, I mean, hold on. There's a few from you, mate. I'll have a read in a second. Here's Cass into to Mitchell Stark, I beg your pardon, who drives uppishly and just wide of mid-off. And that should go to the boundary for 4, I think. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Mitch Stark has a boundary. He's on to 7. Australia move on to 349 for 9. And the lead is 434. Wow. Right, let's go back to those comments. I always say if the next break's in the next 30 minutes and the side's all out, just go on an early break. I agree. I mean, if Cass gets a hat-trick, it's like a PL team winning the Papa John's trophy. Bookies hasn't ruled them out yet because English fans still bang on them. Yeah, that's very true. All of that is true. I can't disagree with any of those things, Jen. Right. Back we go. Cass into... Oh, Stark, who nearly plays onto his stumps. Nearly plays onto his stumps. Not in control of that one. But he does survive. 5 runs coming from that over, but also 2 wickets for England. We're closing in on bowling out Australia this time around. And very soon we'll have a crack at this total. It's going to be a big chase. Big chase. 434. But everything we know about England tells us that they're going to chase it. As in they're going to try and chase it. They're not going to play for the draw. That's just not how things are done by Team England anymore. They're going to play to try and win this test and keep their Ashes hopes alive. And if they go down, they're going to go down swinging, which should be entertaining to watch. Bryden Cass, a smile on his face, got those 2 wickets. Jofra Archer with a big smile on his face as well. But then he switched. He went from smile to business face. He's thinking, Scotty Boland, I'm coming for you, buddy. Scott Boland's got one of those old-fashioned arm guards on. That is a different colour from the rest of his kit. Oh, it's short. And he tried to flail it away while looking away. It's a no-look flail from Scott Boland. He didn't get anywhere near the ball in the end. And it went through to the keeper, no run. Do you think Cummins just wanted to bat to lunch, or he would be a bit disappointed with the way the wickets fell and perhaps could have done with more runs? I think he could have done with more runs. I think Pat Cummins would have liked another 50 or 60 runs, even if he knows that 400 is probably enough. He knows that 500 is without a shadow of doubt enough, right? So he would have liked to have made sure, I'm sure. Here's Archer into Boland, who gets deep in his crease and pushes to extra cover, no run. I mean, obviously, it's still likely that this isn't I would say 90% likely that Australia have locked this game up already. But if they had 500, we could just rule out an England win altogether, probably. I mean, there'll be delusional people saying, like, oh, no, England can chase this. You never know. They'll make history. They're great batters. And, very good team, very exciting team, play some very exciting cricket. This ain't a Mickey Mouse bowling attack. This is the Australia bowling attack. And trying to put in a record-breaking performance against them is going to take some serious effort. Here's Archer into Boland, short and wide. Boland looks to have a cut shot and misses it by quite a distance in the end as the ball goes through to the keeper. That's okay. It's not his job. Boland's job is not to bat. But right now, I think Pat Cummins, as was just said in the comments, will be a little bit disappointed with the way Australia have lost their last few wickets. Head and Carey were going really well, and it looked super ominous for England at that point. Alex Carey and Travis Head were together. 311 for 4 was the score then. And it is now... Oh, catch is taken, is it? It is. Jofra Archer. Caught and bowled. Yes, it is. And that's the end
of the Australian innings. Scott Boland, last batter dismissed. Australia 349 all out. Well, that's quite the transition, isn't it? They went from 311 for four to 349 all out. Last wicket, Jofra Archer caught and bowled. Well directed short ball at the chest. Boland fends it off into the offside. Archer runs from his follow through, dives and holds on, and just like that, that's the end of the innings for Australia. And rather quickly, actually, they went from 311 for four to 349 all out. I mean, they've still got a hefty lead. 434 is the lead. 434 is the lead. It's very hard to see England winning this match, but they have a chance. I have to say they have a chance. And they have a better chance than they did an hour ago, let's put it that way, or even half an hour ago when Head and Carey were going. At that point, it looked like 550, 500, something crazy. But 434, that is the target. Yeah, just checking. 435 is the target. Sorry. 435, is a figure that you can think, yes, maybe we can do it. We've got 5.5 sessions without, and hopefully there's no weather. We've got 5.5 sessions to try and do this. And, knowing the way England play, we all know that they're going to go after this. But let's tell you a little bit about that scorecard, the batting scorecard for Australia, because it's a bit of a tale of two batters and everybody else just did their own thing. So Jake Weatherall was the first to go yesterday. LBW to Bryden Cast for 1. And then Marnus Lamishane went for 13 off 45 deliveries. Josh Tongue dismissed him with a catch that Harry Brook took. Then Usman Khwaja got himself 40 off 51 deliveries. Again, fell to Jacks, caught by Smith. And then Cameron Green, a few overs later, went for 7 to Josh Tongue, caught by Harry Brook. And then Travis Head and Alex Carey put on that big partnership until eventually Travis Head was dismissed for 170 off the bowling of Josh Tongue. Crawley took the catch. And Alex Carey fell to Ben Stokes, caught in the slips by Harry Brook. 72 is what he got. And then English went out for 10, Cummins 6. Stark was left not out on 7. Nathan Lyon went first ball 0. And Scott Boland dismissed for 1. So they kind of fell away a little bit towards the end there, Australia. But even so, bowled out for 349, have a lead of 434. Pretty strong position for Australia. Let's see how England get on, because that changeover is going to happen very, very swiftly. If you're with me and enjoying the feed, please do remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you also like my content, please feel free or consider subscribing to my channel. Watching some of my other videos as well. I do loads of shorts. I just posted a short actually today on my channels about the oldest cricketer to ever make an international debut. And I won't tell you who it was, but I can tell you the person was 66 years of age. That's in my shorts. But I've also got longer videos. I've got playlists of longer videos and things like that. So do subscribe. I think objectively, I put out good content. Like, it's not bad. It's good content. Cricket fans would enjoy it. So give us a subscribe. And yeah, man, just spread the word about these watch-alongs. I try and do them often, particularly for big games like the Ashes that I'm not working on. Usually, I'd be working on a game for the BBC or what have you, and I wouldn't have a chance to live stream it, but as in do a live watch-along. But here I am doing it, and it's kind of fun. It's more fun when I'm not stuffy and have this horrible voice, but it's still fun. And it's nice to chat to people while you do it. So I appreciate your company as I go. So, yeah, let's see how England get on. Just gone to a commercial on my thing. Oh, I've got my Netflix open. I can close that for the timing. I was watching Arrested Development. I've seen it before. I just like it. It's a good series. I like rewatching Arrested Development. Very funny. Right, let's have a little look at what's happening at Mount Maunganui. New Zealand versus West Indies, the third test. And they've come back from lunch. But slightly slow going from the West Indies. Doesn't matter, of course, it's a test match. But, yeah, in the first innings, New Zealand scored 575 for 8. And West Indies, so far, in response, 220 for 3. So, high scoring encounter over there. And meanwhile, in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval, waiting for a changeover. I think we're going to get about 3 overs, maybe 4 overs before the lunch interval, or the luncheon interval. Some people call it luncheon interval. That's weird, isn't it? Is it lunch break? Luncheon interval? What is luncheon? Luncheon. Fancy for no reason is what it is. What else has been happening in the world of cricket? Because this series has sort of dominated my interest at the moment. I couldn't tell you much about what's happening in the rest of the world. What's the big bash match tomorrow morning? Ooh, Sydney Thunder versus Sydney Sixers. It's the Sydney Derby. That'll be exciting. That's at the SCG. Ah, I'll see how the Sixers and the Thunder get on. Don't really have a team in the bash. I mean, maybe historically it's been the Melbourne Stars. Like me a bit of Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis back in the day. I used to play Supercoach, which is Supercoach is the Australian fantasy league for the Big Bash, and it's lots of fun. I don't know why, it was a lot of fun. Like, I've tried other fantasy leagues. I've tried like some of the Indian ones and some of the ones they do in England. They do something called the cricket draft in England, which is fun. But like Supercoach was my all-time favorite cricket one. It's the closest one that replicates the FPL for the Football Premier League in the UK. If you've never tried Supercoach, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's too late as well for this Big Bash season because it started. But next Big Bash season, give Supercoach a go. It just makes it really interesting. Like they play, like you pick your batters and your bowlers, you put together a team, you've got a budget, all of the same stuff in a league with your friends. It's great. They're just showing some of the dismissals of the Australian batters in this innings, and in a moment we're going to see England come out and have a bat. They need 435 runs to win this Test match. It's a lot. But yeah, Sydney Thunder, Sydney Sixers. Looking forward to that. I should live stream that, shouldn't I? I won't. What I will do is I think I'm going to live stream some other games after this series as well because it's been fun. Do some watch-alongs. The watch-alongs are fun. I think people enjoy them. I enjoy doing them. And like, I don't really advertise them or post them anywhere. I don't like, not begging or anything per se, but like I don't like not asking anyone to join that's like a non-cricket person. I just want people to find it. People that are genuinely interested in the match and want a second screen experience and want to listen to somebody give them a bit of guidance to the pictures they're seeing, or just a little bit more, bring it to life for them or whatever. Right. When is this fight? I might watch this fight as well. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. Logan Paul's brother. Yeah, we'll see maybe. I can see Pat Cummins having a little warm-up out there, as is Mitch Stark. See, now this is the thing, right? This is something interesting. Stay with me here. Listen to this thought, right? Now, Jofra Archer had to bat for a long time with Ben Stokes. They put on a terrific partnership, kept England alive. First Test match 50 for Jofra Archer. Hooray, well done, brilliant. But then he had to immediately come out and bowl Jofra Archer, right? Shortly after being dismissed, he's back out there bowling, and he's got to bowl really well and really fast because he's got to keep his team in it, and he's not being able to keep up the pace. And he only bowls 5 overs in his first spell, either side of the interval. So you don't really get the best out of Jofra Archer there. In fact, he doesn't bowl properly again until today. And even today, that was a shortish spell. He got that last wicket in, but he didn't really give England tremendous amount of value. Whereas now, Mitch Stark and Pat Cummins, they've been dismissed reasonably quickly. They didn't have to spend a lot of time out there batting. And they're going to now come out there feeling reasonably fresh and have a bowl. And Scott Boland as well, obviously. They're going to have a bowl. And then they're going to get a break in about 10 minutes for lunch, so they can go crazy like hell for leather. Let's go big in this next 10 minutes, and then we can just take a break for lunch and then come back and go big again. So the timings, they're working for Australia, I would say. 435 the target for England. Can they do it? One word comments in the comments. Yeah, one word comments in the comments. Will England do this? Will they chase 435? Tell me in one word. If I want to hear from everybody on this stream, please. Right, Ben Duckett and Zach Crawley making their way out to the middle. They were just out there fielding for 1 hour and 50 minutes, and now they've got to go out there and bat for 10 minutes. It's harder than it sounds. What do you do? Do you go hard? Do you hold back? Do you play shots? I think we know what they're going to do. England's openers only play at one pace. They only have one gear. This was what was impressive about the Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer partnership. It showed that you don't always have to have one gear. You can have other gears. You know? It's like you're always stuck in second gear. Anyway. Thanks to everybody who's on the feed. But give me the thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up. Come on. Get my numbers up. And in the meantime, let's see how England get on. Mitch Stark's got the ball in his hand, ready to go. He's ready to go. He's been ready for about 5 minutes, just waiting for the England batters to get ready. And I think there's a little bit of tactics involved here. They're just trying to delay it so they don't have a lot. If Will Jacks can bowl 50 overs, England can win. Excellent. Right. I think I might have missed your last comment, buddy. I'll come back to it in a bit. Let's enjoy this first over. Let's see. Here's Stark. Running in towards Zach Crawley. Can England make history? Well, they start with a leave. You know, I don't mean to sound surprised, but it's not a shot you see often from England these days in Test cricket. A leave outside the off stump. Now, Stark has got Crawley out 4 times. But Crawley's average against Stark is 51.7. So, it's a rivalry that you'd say sort of Crawley's on top of. I think so, with 51.7 being the average, even though there's 4 dismissals there. But Crawley needs to put in a substantive innings here. He needs to do something. If this is the 1 in 37 matches he puts in a performance, it's kind of got to be now. There's Mitch Stark sprinting in again with 3 slips in place, and Crawley guides that ball nicely to Gully on the bounce. Yeah, 3 slips and a Gully in place, I should say. But it was a nice controlled shot that from Zach Crawley. Just pulled his bat in line with the ball, covering the swing back in towards him. And just watched it. There's a hint of movement. There's not a tremendous amount of movement from Mitch Stark just yet. But it's early days. Need a neck massage, man. Mate, do you have any expectations from Crawley? Stark in. That ball's defended back to the bowler. Do I have any expectations from Crawley? I do. I think he can be a good batter. He's just a really frustrating batter because sometimes, he's playing some lovely shots. Those are the innings. I don't mind when he gets out early. That happens to Test batters all the time, get a good ball or difficult sequence of deliveries. But what I don't like is when he's playing good shots. He's playing beautifully, lovely drives down the ground, pulling the ball, hooking the ball, cutting the ball, driving the ball. Everything is great, and then just plays an innocuous nonsense shot to get out. That is ultra frustrating. But he is talented. He is. Here's Stark into Crawley. He all beats the outside edge. I nearly put the kiss of death on him. He just goes past the outside edge. And the ball sort of dies on its way through to the keeper as well, so not a tremendous amount of alarm there. If you're enjoying the live stream, guys, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Check out some of my other content as well. I'm going to be taking you through to the lunch break. All right, Callum Ferguson Harris. That's a name and a half, that. What did you say? I honestly don't mind this dismissal in the first innings. Unplayable. I agree. But that's sort of the anomaly, isn't it? That's not all of them. That's some of them. Some of them have been bad shots. A lot of them have been bad shots, I would say. Here's Stark with 3 steps and a straight to ball. And that's a nice defensive shot from Crawley. Back to the bowler, no run. Mid-off picks up. Man's going to have one of the worst average for Test openers in history if he gets out below 30 today. Well, do you know what? He could. By the way, every delivery this over so far, there's been 5 of them from Mitchell Stark, has been faster than Jofra Archer's been the entire day today. Jofra Archer down on pace big time. I know he didn't bowl a huge amount, but I mean, Stark's only bowled 5 balls. Each of them in excess of 140 miles per hour. The fastest one, 146.6. Here's Stark into Crawley again, who plays this ball just wide of backward point. Did they get through for a single? No. Good pressure from Stark. It's a maiden over to start with. And this is what Australia do better than England. I think this is undeniable. Australia do this better than England. They build pressure. Zach Crawley is no Marcus Harris, you have to say in this. Yeah, Australia are just very consistent and relentless. You know, they hit those lengths, they hit those boxes constantly. That spot on the pitch. Scott Boland is the best example of it. Is he going to bowl with Stark? No, Cummins is going to open the bowling. But anyway, Boland, same mark over and over and over and over and over again. And then that's how you induce the mistake with metronomic, almost dull consistency. And England don't seem to usually commit to that. I mean, that's my 2 cents. Maybe I'm oversimplifying, but it does feel like they don't do that very well. Anyway, Cummins has dismissed Duckett twice in Test matches. Duckett's average against him is 45. So some stats for you, and everybody's watching. Thanks so much. There's lots of people watching right now. Please do give a thumbs up to the video. I'd appreciate it, and it helps me in the algorithm and stuff like that. And yeah, also it's a morale booster for me to keep doing it. Here's Cummins into Duckett, overpitched, and Duckett's clipped that away nicely. That's going to run away to the mid-wicket boundary for 4. Lovely shot that from Ben Duckett. First ball for him, and he picks up a boundary. Let's see if he can go past the 20s this time in this innings. England require 431 more runs. They're 4 for no loss, and there's a thumbs up for me as well. Yay, thank you. I'd love to get to 10 thumbs ups in this video would be good, because I got 10 yesterday, and I think I got 10 the day before as well. Anyway, Cummins is now running in towards Duckett again. Edged and gone. Cummins has the wicket. England lose their first wicket. It's Ben Duckett, who hit a 4 first ball and is caught at second slip next ball. And England are 4 for 1. The target is 435. They need 431 more runs. And they have 9 wickets in hand. It's a really good delivery from Pat Cummins, but very leavable. It's good length, good line. You leave those, don't you? You leave those. And there's the double fist, incredible Hulk celebration from Pat Cummins as Duckett walks off, feeling a bit silly, I imagine, because that was bad. Good catch from Marnus Lambashane in the slips as well, I should say. God. Here comes Ollie Pope out to the middle to join Zach Crawley. Let me read some of your comments, man. Missed a few. Oh, Benny boy. That's the last thing England needed. Yeah, Jen. Absolute Muppets, says Captain Ozark. Can't argue with you. But hey, at least Duckett has a 200 strike rate, says Jen. Captain Ozark. Why the so-and-so? Can't they let the ball go? Jofra Archer has been a better batter than Duckett. I can't argue with any of you chaps. Can't argue with any of you. It's just it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. For England fans, it's beyond frustrating when something like that happens. It's just stupid, isn't it? Like, come on, man. You know that you've got 5 sessions to bat. It's literally the second ball you're facing. Literally just the second ball you're facing. Why you got to touch everything? It's maddening. And you're such a good player. You know better. You can do better. Anyway, Pat Cummins is into Ollie Pope, who gets forward and pushes the ball into the gap in the covers. He'll pick up a single and get off the mark straight away. He's at the non-strikers end now. England 5 for 1. England's opening partnerships in this series have been pretty dreadful. Couple of noughts in there. I don't know, lost the stat, but you get the picture. Oh, England. Your fans deserve better. Your fans deserve a lot better. This will be the last. I think this will be the last couple of balls before lunch. Yeah, because it's 1:29 in the UK and they've got a few more. There's a few comments. I'll tell you what, I'll read the comments when they go to lunch in a couple of deliveries time. But keep them coming by all means. And if you haven't already, please do give this video a thumbs up. Here's Cummins into Crawley, who defends the ball back to the bowler. No run. Lots of noise, lots of applause. 3 slips, a gully, a short leg in place. Lots of pressure being put on these England batters. They've got a huge target. 435 to chase. Already a wicket down. 5 for 1, or 1 for 5 if you're Australian. And yeah, just the manner of that dismissal. There's some writers in England, I'm sure, sharpening their pencils or knives. Here's Cummins into Crawley. Once more, defends the ball back to the bowler. No run. That's all you got to do, but that's all you got to do. Straight balls, defend them back. You know, good length outside off, leave it alone. When it's in your area, hit it. But if it's not in your area, you don't have to go and flirt with everything. You don't need to touch everything. Well, yes, I don't even know how satisfying this is for Australian fans, really, because it doesn't feel like a contest, really, does it? No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. I don't think it feels like a contest. Right, now then, Pat Cummins is going to bowl the last ball of the first session of the 4th day of the 3rd test of the Ashes, and oh no, Cummins is running into bowl, and Crawley just pulls out the delivery, and Pat Cummins just smiles at him, and Pat Cummins has a lovely smile, I have to say, very nice smile, but he's not even mildly irritated right now because Australia just, they've got like a proper chokehold on this game. England are nowhere right now. I'm just taking a look at it. So Crawley was ready. Cummins started running in. Why did he pull out? Something over his shoulder? Cummins had a good laugh, though, which is good. Right, here we go. Repeat. Take 2. Final ball of the first session. Here's Cummins in. Beats the outside edge. That was a lovely delivery. And Crawley's happy not to get anywhere near it in the end. It's the end of the over. End of an eventful session. Lunch. So England managed to finish off the Australian innings. They bowled them out for 349. Australia with a big lead of 434. England set a target of 435. Are now 5 for 1. They've already lost one of their openers. Ben Duckett is back in the dressing room. And England fans probably throwing things against the wall back home, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a read of some of your comments that I missed out on. I think we did Absolute Muppets already. Yeah, Pakistan played a much better and competitive series last time they were in Australia. Might have won 2 games if they'd taken their catches. The tale as old as time, Captain Ozark. Jen says at least Duckett isn't Asib Hamid. Captain Ozark, Baz is not a coach, he's a mentor. Captain Ozark, it's the TikTok generation, mate. No patience at all. They'd rather go for the money shot than grind it out. Yeah, well, I mean, scoreboard says can't argue with any of you guys, to be honest with you. It's a pretty sorry state of affairs for England. They actually bowled quite well. I think after that Travis Head and Alex Carey partnership was put to rest, they bowled well to just get rid of those, get through those last few wickets as quick as possible. I think that was decent. But now that you've got a chance, you've got an outside chance, 434, it's not impossible. It's the 435, sorry, the target. It's like, it's within the realms of possibility. So, the Australian Open starts on the 18th of January. Sorry, they're just advertising them. I like the Australian Open logo, by the way, as an aside. I think it's a very cool modern logo. Anyway, they have to do it differently. Callum Ferguson Harris, best batting lineup we've had in over a decade in terms of talent. Worst discipline in Test. We've had it even longer than that. Yeah. It's not great. Not great for England, but they're alive. They're still there. And they've got a chance. The chance got a lot smaller with Duckett being dismissed so early, but they do still have a chance. Anyway, I appreciate everybody watching the live stream. I hope you enjoyed my company over that first session. If you did, please do give this video a like. Give this channel a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my channel monetized again and keep putting out some funky cricket content. If you haven't already, please do check out my cricket histories playlist. It's really proud of that. There's some really funky videos in there, all some Ashes themed ones as well about the history of the Ashes urn, and like some funky stuff about all sorts of cricket histories. Also, my shorts. You can watch my shorts content. Most recently, I did a video about the oldest debutant in the history of international cricket. I was quite pleased with that video as well. Check that out. And yeah, are you going to be reviewing games? Yeah, I think Captain Ozark I might do at some stage. I will do another watch along tomorrow, assuming the game goes to tomorrow. I will do a watch along at 11. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I will do a watch along, but it'll be for the second session tomorrow if the game goes that deep. If the game goes deep enough for the second session, then I will be doing a watch along tomorrow as well. As for today, I think that'll do for today. I might come back for the third session, but I think I'm gonna give myself a bit of a break, feeling a bit congested. But I do appreciate you all for joining. It's been a lot of fun. Any last thoughts? I can read them all out if you want before we close out this live. What was the prize at tonight's Human Appeal event? Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for coming. It was a badge. It was a badge. I've got one here somewhere actually. But it was a badge, Palestine themed badge. That's what it was. Anyway, I think that would be cool. Loads of audience for it now. A review, yeah, for sure. Get Stokes in with 2 ton on the board, and we have a chance. Says Callum Ferguson Harris. Maybe, like I'd say, there's a chance mathematically, logistically, blah 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 blah. But just like if you were doing any kind of analysis on this game, what really makes you think that England have a chance? Like it's 435 runs. You're going to need at least 3 batters to step up. I would say you're going to need a score in excess of 70 plus from 3 batters at the very least. Right now, I just don't see it. I don't see where they're coming from. I would be thrilled if they found 3 batters who could give you that, but I just don't know where that's going to come from right now. So, yeah, Stokes had a really good outing in the first innings. It was almost like a lesson to the rest of his team. This is how we play Test cricket. Obviously, he's made mistakes aplenty before as well, but it was like, hey, this is how we play Test cricket. We can leave balls. We can play balls into the onside. We can block balls. We can just take our time. We don't have to smash everything to the boundary. Brooke, Root, Crawley, and Stokes all have the talent. Whether they show it or not is a different question. Do they have the form to go with it? Have they had the temperament recently to go with it? Do they have the confidence to go with it? I would say not in all the cases. I don't think they do right now. Don't get me wrong. Would love to be proven wrong. Would love to see England. If England chase this down, it's a win-win for everybody, including Australia fans, because it keeps the series more interesting. It's much more interesting if England take this match and now you have, a 2-1 scoreline. Even if the match is sort of drawn, which is unlikely unless the weather intervenes, which I'm told is a factor tomorrow. It could be raining in Adelaide. It might not. We're not sure. But if it's a draw, that's still no good to anybody. If Australia go 3-0 up, yes, there's sort of a macabre intrigue in seeing if Australia can make it 5-0. But is that really? I don't know. I'd rather see a close contest than see somebody get bullied and beaten. It's not about the skill at this point, it's about mental strength. If they have a clear vision, it's possible. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think there's a clear vision in place right now. I just don't, Anyway, if you enjoyed the live stream, as I've said before, thank you very much for staying with me. Special thanks to my guy, Jen Will Bollandres, for keeping me company the most during this stream. Lots and lots of great comments. Thank you, Captain Ozark, Callum Ferguson. Sorry, is it Calum Ferguson? Sorry if I've been saying it wrong all this time. And who else? Everybody who joined in. We just appreciate you joining the chat. If you didn't join the chat, the least you can do is give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my other videos and join me again. I usually drop a post on my YouTube just letting people know when I'm going to be doing a live stream. It's a little bit irregular at the moment, but I'm going to try and do them more and more often because they're fun and it's nice to chat to people while you're watching the game. So enjoy the rest of the day's play. Might come back later. Probably won't, to be honest with you, but might come back a bit later for another live stream. But in the meantime, enjoy the game. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Stay safe. Look after yourself. Have a good night. Enjoy the cricket, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Subscribe, please.